Hello, this is Pixel Freak. Today we're going through the Tower of Trials in Final Fantasy Dimensions, part 62 of the walkthrough. So this is like a 1 hour piece of the walkthrough. This is 49 minutes and 19 seconds, according to my clock here. So that means I'm not going to sit here and do a commentary for the entire thing, because that would be insanity. I might actually even be reducing some of the commentary moving forward, just commenting on the important pieces, the parts that need to be commented on, just for the sake of saving my own time. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the next part where there needs to be something discussed. There's a few puzzles in this piece, and there are a few boss fights, so when I get to those, you'll hear me chime back in again. So important piece right here, you go to the bottom left-hand corner. When you go into that room, there is a treasure box that's going to have an enemy in it. So be prepared before you open the box up that there will be an enemy in there. Same thing here. There's going to be a monster in this box, so heal up before you open the box. Alright, so entering this room, there's a couple things you should know. One, there's a boss fight coming up right away, and it's an unwinnable boss fight. And two, you should take heed of all the places where the floor looks damaged here, because that's from people falling from the upper floor and landing on the ground in this room. You can only walk on the floor in the upper room where there's no damage to the floor in this room. And I do take the optimal path in a minute here in the video to get the treasure boxes from the next floor up, but then also proceed in the level. But just take note that's what's going on here, is those damaged floor panels are from people falling. You're going to fight this ninja guy. I can't remember his name, the red-haired ninja, a few times. This one, he's going to fight you from behind. This is a timed battle. You don't really have to attack. Just defend. Heal up your guys. Keep yourself relatively safe. You might want to just defend. I don't believe that I don't think the fight's based on number of attacks. I think it's just amount of time. Eventually dialogue starts. Some of your characters start to question why you can't hit him, because every move does 0. He eventually just lets you go. Some super secret ninja thing, and I don't think they explain why later on, of course, you're able to fight him. I think you end up defeating him in the end. But yeah, for some reason now you can't do damage, and they're like, oh, no, you can't now. Maybe some later there's a ninja trick or something. I don't remember exactly. Like I've mentioned previously, though, I hate these fights. I hate these gimmicky fights that are like the ones that actually make you really try for it and then you lose. Those are the ones that bother me the most. But this is almost equally frustrating here, where everything you throw at him is 0. The reason to me that's frustrating is because I'll tend to ramp up my attacks going, oh, well, maybe he's immune to physical attacks. Well, let's throw Meteo at him, something like that. Now I'm going to burn up a bunch of MP doing it, but eventually you get out of the fight for free. And it's like, well, I wish I would have just done nothing then, if that's the case. I wish I would have known faster that he was immune to everything. So this is the room here. Definitely watch the path that I take, or you do it for yourself if you want to. You have to, watch exactly where you're going. If I remember correctly, I counted this out and counted the amount of steps it would take to go each way, wrote it down, and then came back up. There are a couple edits in this room from me misstepping and falling, but this video will appear as though I did it straight through. I do believe if I edited it properly, it'll be that way. So yeah, on to the next piece. So there's two approaches you can make in this room. You can see I'm taking the very direct approach of just running through and letting the arrows hit me, but you can also pause and time those arrows, and they'll shoot two different ones, but if you kind of jump between them like I do right here. Oh, and I took one afterwards. You can dodge them. They're totally dodgeable, but it's not entirely necessary to do so. You can just heal yourself up. As a matter of fact, I wish I would have even wasted any of the time and just run straight through, because they don't hurt you that bad, and it's almost worth it just to save the time. You just don't even deal with the frustration. I think it probably would have been a better mechanism had they actually made the arrows so they knock you off the ledge there. It probably would have been a better mechanism, because it would have made you actually react to them. But you don't have to if you don't want to, and clearly I didn't. So in this room, make sure to miss the pillars that I don't jump on. There's a few missing as well. I've edited this video because I actually took a couple missteps and had to do it over again. There's also a boss in this, or not a boss, but a fight in this treasure box, so you're going to fight that as well. So here you're going to fight as a boss fight the red-haired ninja again, Toby Cage, and he is going to split himself into 4 different parts. Know that there's a little edit here at the very beginning. It looks like I skipped some of the fight. I really didn't. It just kind of jumps forward to the first time that I got hit, so I'm not missing anything there. It's just a piece of the video I had to cut out for one reason or another. Know that with these 4 ninjas, if you hit the wrong one, because he's only one of them, the rest of them are all illusions of his. If you hit the wrong one, he's going to counterattack you and hit all of your guys for probably somewhere between 300 and 700 damage. It's not too bad, but you really have 2 different approaches that you can take here. Either A, you can hit all of them at the same time and just deal with the counterattacks, which is mostly what I did since I'm so over-leveled. The other way you can approach this is to try to hunt down the one that he is, and then once you find him, hopefully you find him long before you've killed out all the other ninjas, you can just pick on just him and hammer down on him while not hitting the other guys, so you don't incur that the displacement. Not displacement, that's what he uses that recreates the images. It's the counter attack. Eventually he will replace all of his little ninja guys. If you happen to kill all of them, he will immediately bring them all back. So you're not going to get very many direct hits on him if you do an all hit. And all the images tend to die with just a couple hundred HP. So you do a couple hundred damage with those images. It might even be 1 HP, I'm not sure. I think they all died in a single hit. So just know that's how the fight works. If you can take the damage, then it's probably quicker just to hit them all. But if you need to be a little more strategic, then you need to hunt him down and fight him directly without doing any damage to anybody else. Alright, so final boss time for this particular tower that you're completing here. It's a two-parter, or it's actually kind of a three-parter. I'm going to talk about the whole thing all at once, even though it might be kind of out of sync with what the video is showing. The first time you're going to fight the red-haired ninja, Toby Cage, one more time. It's a fake fight, though. You just do one-on-one with Janai and versus Toby Cage, and you're going to win no matter what. Janai does like this really cool finishing move thing to him and basically just kills him. Then once he's dead, his master steps out. He's like the super samurai awesome guy, and he fights you. He has two different phases. He's got the regular phase where it's just him, and then he kind of has like this blue evil demon thing that comes out of his brains and then like tries to kill you. So the interesting thing with that particular boss, when he's in his normal human form, he's kind of an ass. He'll do assassinate to you, which can kill you in one hit. But he also has a gale attack that can weaken you. And he likes to follow that up with a regular attack, which will then instantly kill you. So you have to be careful about quick healing your allies. I would say just kind of make it a priority that if somebody gets hit with gale, immediately the next person to take a turn should life them up, or should heal them up. Hopefully it's your white mage. It might not be though. And if somebody dies, immediately throw him a Phoenix down or cast Revive on him, just to keep your team in full health, because you'll need it for when he morphs, because he gets a little bit more powerful. So hopefully by the second time or when he moves into his super blue demon mode, you have haste on at least your healer. I would recommend, though, buffing up your guys. I know Protect and Shell. Shell's going to help you against his ninjutsu. Protect might help a little bit against his physical attacks, though there's not a lot of physical attacks that he does. His ninjutsu is really what hurts you. In his blue incarnation, though, he can cast Gale on all of your guys simultaneously, which really sucks. And he has an ability that will cast Sap on you, so your HP will go down quite quickly. So he's also got a couple really high damage abilities. You really have two different approaches that you can take here. Either A, you can go for the long haul, try to keep one person doing damage, somebody that either has a human weakening weapon or cast Leviathan, something like that, and then have all the rest of your characters on duty for healing spells and items. Or you can kind of go balls deep and then just hit them with everything you got. Try to go with high damage melee using your human strong weapons, and then using Leviathan, and just hope that you can get through it. But yeah, it might be a random thing, though. You might have to use a little bit of luck here, because this is a tough boss. He's not exactly easy in comparison to the rest of the game so far. Once you beat him, though, he will go down, and you'll see a long line of story events. Lots of stuff happens here before you jump back into the next part of the game.